Hello, and thank you for watching this ag forecast for the southern U.S. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, we'll take a look at the satellite and lightning picture here on this Friday morning as we get started watching the remnants of Laura make its way north across northern Arkansas into the boot heel of Missouri. We'll be hooking off to the east across Kentucky and Tennessee as we head through the day today, with showers and thunderstorms accompanying that system. As you look off to the north, we've also got showers and storms across the upper Midwest, and a line here from Minnesota across Wisconsin into the state of Michigan. We can see all this on the radar picture as we go ahead and flip it over. Again, here is the center of circulation with Laura, again around the Arkansas and Missouri border, but out ahead of that, we've got plenty of Gulf moisture streaming northward. So out and ahead of the system here across Kentucky and Tennessee, southward across the Gulf Coast states, we'll continue to see some heavy rainfall, locally heavy or locally excessive rainfall here with some of these showers and storms. Last 72 hours of precipitation, of course, the heaviest making its way across the state of Louisiana into the state of Arkansas during the overnight today into this morning. And as we head into the next 24 hours or so, we're going to watch that heavy rainfall beginning to curve off to the east across parts of the mid-south, again with lots of tropical moisture continuing to feed northward, so we could have some corridors of heavy rainfall across parts of Mississippi into Alabama and Georgia during the day today as well. Now, as we head into the next week, we're looking at the next 7 days forecast precipitation from the National Weather Service. This is something I mentioned during our Tuesday update. We've got the heavy rainfall from Laura making its way in now, but we're going to stall a frontal boundary across this region as we head through the weekend into early next week, with upper-level support coming in the series of a few troughs diving out of the Canadian prairie, sweeping into the central U.S., where we're going to continue to see the renewed chance for corridors of showers and storms in this very same region as, again, we head into the next 5 to 7 days. So we've got some areas here that could pick up more than 6 inches of rainfall as we head through the next week. So I'm going to spend a lot of this video talking about what's going on there. Now, as we look at the hazards map from the National Weather Service, again on this Friday morning, we've got flash flood watches in effect across the state of Arkansas, north and east into the boot heel of Missouri, portions of western Kansas and Kentucky, and the northern portions of Mississippi and Alabama as well, with heat advisories back toward the west across the state of Texas. Now, as we look at the severe weather outlook over the next 3 days, we've got Friday, here is Saturday, and then we've got Sunday down here. You can see our series of storm systems making their way through. We've got Laura and the chance for some strong storms, a couple of rotating storms across far eastern Arkansas into northern Mississippi and Alabama, portions of western Kentucky and Tennessee during the day today. As we head into Saturday, we're going to see a frontal boundary stalled across the region with a chance of showers and storms along that from parts of the high plains into the mid-Atlantic. We've got a slight risk across portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, and southern Missouri into northern Arkansas during the day tomorrow. And then we're going to keep that frontal boundary right here, bringing another trough in from the Canadian prairie into the northern plains, with a marginal risk across Oklahoma, Arkansas, into northern Mississippi and Alabama. And again, it's just going to be this same region right here that maybe not the highest severe weather threat each and every day, but the heaviest rainfall threat, I think, as we head into the next week. Now we'll look at the surface wind forecast from the high-resolution NAM model. This will help us track a couple of our features. First, here is Laura, tropical depression Laura right now, again, across portions of Arkansas. As I hit play on this, you're going to see Laura beginning to, continuing to open up, becoming more of a mid-latitude wave here as it moves across Kentucky and Tennessee, losing that well-defined circulation. But what also happens is you see this front come crashing out of the north, where we've got strong northwesterly flow, northerly flow. This is the first round of cooler and less humid air that's going to try, but really fail to make its way into the south, the deep south here. And it's, again, along that frontal boundary that we're going to continue to see deep Gulf moisture feeding northward. We'll see that here on this next plot. We're looking at the precipitable water plot, so this is kind of a way of looking at the moisture content within the atmosphere. It's kind of saying if you look straight up, how much moisture is between you through the entire column of the atmosphere if you were to wring it out. So as we head through the next couple of days, again, here's the very deep moisture being drawn northward by Laura as we head into the next 24 hours or so. As you look back toward the northwest, you're seeing the cool front coming in, lots of cooler and drier air sweeping in across the northern plains into the Midwest as we head through the overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. Now, as we get into Saturday, late in the day, This is where you can see that front really stalling out. It really only makes it not even that far south to about the Ohio River Valley, back across the Central Plains. Meanwhile, deep Gulf moisture continuing to stream northward. So again, we're going to keep that chance for showers and storms along and south of that frontal boundary over the weekend and into early next week. You can see just continuing to stream that deep moisture northward right across this region. The region that I'm most concerned about, again, from eastern Kansas, eastern Oklahoma, eastward into Kentucky and Tennessee, and northern portions of Mississippi and Alabama. Now, it looks like as we get into the middle and late part of next week, we could finally see a bigger trough kind of swoop in and drag a front all the way through the Gulf. But again, low confidence as we get into the 5 to 7 day time frame. Right now, it just looks like a kind of a daily chance of some heavy rainfall across this region. Again, what is supporting all of this? Well, it's the northwest flow here that gets it started. Here's Laura making its way north and then hooking off to the east, being kind of pushed by this trough diving in across the upper Midwest as we head through the day today. And that's what's going to bring the front south to the Ohio River Valley as we head into Saturday and Sunday. But then again, we just kind of keep that frontal boundary stalled across this region. I'm just going to draw a hatched area here with Gulf moisture streaming northward. And then you can watch on this map the 500 millibar flow, just a series of troughs swooping in from the Canadian Prairie across the Central Plains, delivering little waves, little upper level perturbations as we head through the weekend into early next week. Before right now, we've got an advertised bigger trough that comes in here during the late part of the week. We're already all the way into Thursday and Friday of next week before this trough starts to lift out and we're able to kind of hit the reset button on things. So if we take all of this, put it together, looking at the precipitation forecast from the European model, again, Laura right now, and then our frontal boundary off to the north. Those are the two players as we get started Friday and Saturday. So heading through the day today, widespread showers and storms from eastern Texas all the way into the mid-Atlantic region. It's just going to be a wet and active day for a lot of folks across the southeast and the mid-Atlantic as we head into the overnight and into Saturday morning. Quieting down just a bit, but then this is really when we're going to start to hammer this region from eastern Kentucky, eastern Oklahoma, into southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, and then western portions of Kentucky and Tennessee. I'm just going to play forward here. We're in Sunday morning now. I'll take the drawing off. Getting into Sunday evening. Sunday night, we're seeing another system come swooping out of the northern plains, bringing a cold front with it. We're into Monday afternoon, Monday evening now. Here comes that next little trough swinging out of the Rockies. Again, still tapping into very deep Gulf moisture. Look at this. More heavy rain and thunderstorms now as we get into Tuesday afternoon and evening. Continuing to spin away as we get into Wednesday and Thursday before potentially bringing in an area of high pressure, and we're hitting the reset button not until we get to the September 3rd and 4th time frame. So this is just, it's going to be the main story. We're going to be talking more and more about. Laura is just kind of the beginning instigator here across the region, delivering the first round of heavy rain and thunderstorms. It is this frontal boundary with the upper level support over the top of that, very deep moisture along and south of it, that is really going to lead to several days of problems here, continuing beyond Laura into early next week. So total rainfall from the European ensemble model, this is smoothed out looking at all of the ensemble members there, but again, you can see the corridor, the bullseye on it here across the border of Missouri and Arkansas, but really across all of eastern Kansas, eastern Oklahoma, eastward across southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, into Kentucky and Tennessee, and the northern portions of Mississippi and Alabama under the gun for flooding and heavy rains as we head into the early part of next week. Again, here's the probability of picking up an inch or more of rainfall as we head through the next 7 days. 2 corridors, one of which across the Dakotas into the upper Midwest. The next one, this region here, where we're not talking about getting beneficial rain here. This is beyond beneficial into the excess department as we head into next week. As we talk about temperatures, we're going to see a series of cooler shots of air across the Midwest, across the Corn Belt. That not really going to be making its way into the south, though, again, as we continue to stall that boundary across the region. Where we will see some of the cooler air start to make its way in is all the way off to the west, across portions of Texas and western portions of Oklahoma. We could see some of those fronts making their way in to the region, bringing slightly cooler air as we head into next week. We'll look at those high temperatures over the next 5 days as we finish this video. Again, the ridge bringing hot and humid air eastward across the Midwest, but with cloud cover and precipitation across the south here, we're keeping it a little bit cooler, but more humid here. It is just absolutely tropical across the south here. Some of that heat building across the west. Temperatures topping out in the lower hundreds during the day on Saturday across West Texas. Here are your highs on Sunday. Monday, here comes that shot of cooler air across the central plains. Doesn't quite make its way into the south, though, keeping things warm and muggy with highs generally in the mid to upper 80s. Have a great day, a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you again on Monday morning.